right, morning. Today is September 22nd, Sunday? Yeah, Sunday, September 22nd. We're about 37 miles or so from Rainy Pass. So I plan to, of course, get in there tomorrow. That'll be our last stop before the big finish. So as you can see, Gator's behind me. We are back together. Last night, one of my closing video, I was a little concerned where Gator was at, but all good. We took a little bit different route to join the PCT and camped at slightly different locations, contacted one another via our inReaches last night, and coordinated to rejoin. So it worked out all right. Today, yeah, it's gonna be a big one. We're thinking maybe 24 miles if we can get it, which would leave us about 14 or so to get in tomorrow. 24 from our camp. But yeah, weather's holding, at least for now. Sounds like we're in for some tough weather for the finish. So we'll deal with that when we get there. One step at a time. Yeah, onward. Right. So I thought I would expand a little bit on yesterday's events, on how Gator and I got split up and what happened there. There's some lessons to be learned on both our accounts, on my side and Gator's side. First of all, yesterday was a tough day. It's a big day. And we had a lot of cross-country travel. Climbed up over Spider Gap, and then the descent down to Upper Lyman Lakes. It was all off trail. It was a lot of scree, it was steep. It was difficult. I mean, you expend a lot of energy doing that. It was incredibly beautiful. I love that kind of travel. It reminds me of, it's very similar to the off-trail stuff that my brother and I and my buddies do quite often. But it can be taxing. And if you haven't done a lot of it, well, even if you have done a lot of it, it burns a lot of energy. It's tough. So it was a long day. Towards the end of the day, came across that junction that after we had watered up, and then I went ahead and did this pass, climbed over Barlow, Cloudy Pass, and then on the descent there was a junction there, and I thought, well, I better wait for Gator because this could be a bit confusing, but there was one direction on the junction that I thought we had talked about going and joining the PCT, and then we would camp at the first camp available on the PCT. And that was going to the left side on this junction. And I waited there for about an hour because I was just, wanted to make sure Gator was on the same page. I know these things can be a little confusing at times. So, but I got anxious. I wanted to get to camp. I thought, Gator, he'll be all right. He knows where we're headed, what camp we're headed to. And I etched out in the dirt, my initials and an arrow, just to try to, leave a message saying, hey, this is the direction. But to get to the camp that we were intending to camp in, basically had to go that direction. But as it turns out, when Gator got there, he took the other way. All fairness, the other way did say PCT North. So it made it a bit confusing. And I know Gator was tired, but he took the other route, and it does join the PCT, but it joins the PCT further north than where our intended camp was. So I stopped at our intended camp and set up camp at about 6, a little later than what we like to do, and commenced doing, chores and camp activities, getting dinner going, and I immediately sent Gator a text on the inReach asking where he was and letting him know where I was. But I didn't get a reply, and I did not receive a reply for quite a while, not for a couple hours, till about 7:30. So by then, I had sent several texts, the last ones being, hey, I'm getting worried, where are you at? It's getting cold, dark setting in, and I know we like to be in camp by then. And I know that Gator turns on his inReach when he gets into camp. All right, so a couple lessons on that. So the lessons being, in my mind, or on my side, is I should have just waited. I should have waited longer, and I should have stayed with Gator. And I should have recognized that he was moving a little slower. He was pretty tired, and it was a tough day for him. We all have ups and downs. And if I would have waited at that junction a little longer, he would have come along. And I should have waited. That was my mistake. The other lesson is, I feel on Gator's part, is if we know we'll get separated and you feel like you might be not going the same direction that trail mate's going, or there could be an issue, turn on that inReach. And if Gator would have turned his inReach on, then he would have received my message early on, and it would have saved me a lot of worry. I mean, I can't help it. Your trail mates, you just want to make sure everybody's okay, and it would have been great to get a reply from him. So yeah, we have tools on hand, and that's we want to make sure we're using those as most efficiently and effectively as we can. But yeah, so a couple lessons learned. All turned out okay. We did reach each other on inReach last night, and we rendezvoused this morning, and we chatted about it, and all good on the PCT. Some huge cedar trees in here. Like that one right there. That thing's massive. Yeah, several of them. Some big firs, but what you see pretty often, these giant cedars seem a little more rare. Well, I'm about 4 miles from High Bridge Camp. The historical cabin is there, and that's the jump-off point to get down to Stehekin. There's a bus that runs from Stehekin to High Bridge Camp. I've ridden it before with Steph and good buddy G-Man and his wife Deb. Did a backpacking trip, and we went to this camp and rode the bus to Stehekin. And then Stehekin is located at the head end of Lake Chelan. Lake Chelan's a huge lake. It's one of the biggest in the nation, one of the deepest in the nation. Glacially carved. This deep gorge that reaches deep into the central portion of the Cascades, the North Cascades. And Stehekin is located at the head of this lake. The only way you can get into Stehekin is by boat or walk. So anyway, it's the most practical, most popular last resupply point on the PCT, if you're hiking north, of course. So a lot of people will be going into there. We will not on this trip. We'll be getting there, and I want to hike about 4 miles past there if I can, because we don't need to resupply there, and I've been there before. So we're gonna get our resupply, of course, from Steph, who's gonna meet us at Highway 20, Rainy Pass, which is 20 miles past this High Bridge camp and this Stehekin jump off point. So we'll be getting there tomorrow to Highway 20. And then we'll go down into a little town of Winthrop, take a Nero, spend the night there, and then get back at it the next day. So anyway, that's the plan. And yeah, onward. Ah, man, I can't believe I'm here. Bridge Creek Historical Cabin over there. Wow, I was here years ago. The bus came up here and PCT thru hikers piled in and piled out. I thought to myself, I wonder what it would be like to walk to here from Mexico. And now I know. Now somebody's home. I see some boots. Oh my gosh. Hung out at this picnic table with Steph and G-Man and Deb. I'm waiting for the bus. I gotta take 5. Okay, well, whew, wow. Today was one for the books. It was really hard. Yeah, I mean, I think we did 25 miles today. And 25 miles in the North Cascades is, especially for a 6-year-old dude, I think it's pretty good. I'm feeling it, you know, but pretty proud of the hike today. It was tough. Got in here, it's about 5:30, maybe closer to 6 now. So it was a solid 12 hours hiking. Short breaks here and there, of course. Gator is probably about an hour behind would be my guess. But I texted him on the inReach. We coordinated a little better today. made sure we won't repeat the mistakes we made yesterday. We have a designated camp spot laid out. I texted him, made sure that we got our inReaches up and running, and let him know that I'm here. And I'm expecting that he should roll in within the hour. But you're gonna have to dig deep, because I sure did. The skies are cloudy now, and it looks like it could start to rain. So I hope it holds off. I need Gator to get in here before that rain and before dark. So I'm sure he will. But yeah, good day, tough day. Tomorrow, we wanted to do this many miles today, so we only had 14 or 15 miles tomorrow to get out, and that's what we got. We've got 14 and a half miles to get to Rainy Pass. So we'll start off early. Hopefully it's dry, not raining on us in the morning, but we'll either way, we're gonna have to give it a go. And look forward to getting out, looking forward to seeing Steph. I'm thinking that we're gonna need to take a 0 in Winthrop. We're exhausted. I know Gator is, I know I am too. We got resupply issues. Gator's resupply didn't come in, so he's gonna have to be working that. And we could use a rest. We wanna finish, that's for sure. And we know we got, after this, I think as of now, yeah, I got about 70 miles to the border. Yeah, but we're not there yet. So, all right, that's it, man. Another good, I'm looking forward to seeing 24. I miss that guy, man. I do miss him. He's a solid, confident outdoorsman, and I miss having him around. So, yeah, that's gonna be good. Onward.